everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen Joe.
And I'm Cameron Word.
How's it going?
It's going good.
Well, we were just talking about cookies.
Yeah.
Very early in the morning.
Yeah.
And I tell you, cookies are irresistible.
It's so true.
And some of the cookies that we ate when we were younger, really bad for you.
Yeah, I mean, almost all cookies, I don't think any of them are good.
Yeah.
But specifically, I don't know, some of the, your generation, my generation, the types of cookies we ate were just
bad.
Garbage.
Just so bad and so high in sugar. And then we were talking about, cereal and all the sugary cereals that I had when I was younger.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I look back and I'm thinking, oh, my gosh. That's why I had a kidney stone at the age of 19.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, it happened very early.
Or I remember growing up, juice.
Oh, juice.
Was not even like fruit.
Yeah.
My
frozen concentrate.
I did that. That's even better. Yeah. The juice I had growing up, we had made it at home.
Yeah.
We take boiling water.
Yeah.
We dissolve sugar.
I know.
And then we put a packet of red food coloring.
I know.
In the water and drink, and that was juice.
Okay.
Yeah,
we had a lot of sugar.
Lots of sugar. But now you are making up for it. You are living a very healthy life.
I have to survive.
Yes.
Of course, today we have our daily life dialogue, and we're talking about black mold.
Yes.
Of course, this is not like a hot topic, but it's important that we know the dangers of black mold.
Yeah.
Okay. And it spreads very quickly. And it says here, it's spreading like crazy.
Yes.
Okay. So our first expression here is when something does something like crazy.
Yes.
What does it mean?
It means that it's doing it a lot. It's doing it very quickly. It's doing it uncontrollably.
Right.
So, and there are certain words that it goes better with. Spread is a great word. It's spreading like crazy.
Right.
It means that it's just spreading very quickly.
Very good. How about if you run the risk of something? Run the risk of something.
This means your actions are risky. And this is the risk. Like this bad thing might happen if you do this action.
I see. So what you do is risky.
Is risky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Move out.
So here, this is about leaving your house.
Yeah.
For good.
Moving. 이사하다.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and listen to our dialogue.
So what did your uncle say about the black mold?
Rick pulled off some of the drywall and found more mold all the way through.
Oh, no. It sounds like it's spreading like crazy. What's his plan?
He's going to have to wear protective gear and pull off that wall and see how far it has spread.
Do you run the risk of having to permanently move out of your home?
Rick said he will do everything he can to remove all the mold and prevent it from returning.
Okay, please join us on page 74, and let's take a look at our dialogue. Black mold, it's spreading like crazy. Melinda says, so what did your uncle say about the black mold? Okay, remember uncle?
Yes.
He is a specialist in this area. And Ian says, Rick pulled off some of the drywall and found more mold all the way through.
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh. So it's like, so the mold, you see a little bit, and then all the way through, you take it out, and there's it's covered in mold.
Yeah, it's never a little bit.
No.
When you see it, it means it's already gotten it's too much.
It's already everywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
And our power pattern today is all the way through.
Yes.
What does this mean?
So this means if you have an object, in this case, we're going to talk about the mold. It's not just on the surface. It goes through it. So it's in the center.
Yeah.
It's on the other side.
Yes.
It's not just a little bit. It goes all the way through. So this doesn't have to just be for like mold. If you are making, let's say, for example, you're cutting something and you need to cut wood all the way through.
Yeah.
You don't just make like a line and stop. You're going to cut it all the way through until the wood is 2 pieces, right?
Yes.
That is cutting all the way through.
All the way through. So you gotta do it all the way through. Just don't do it until this point.
Yeah.
Do it all the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Melinda, what does she say?
Oh no, it sounds like it's spreading like crazy. What's his plan?
Okay. So it sounds like it's spreading like crazy. So there's a verb ing, like crazy.
Yeah.
So in this case, we're focusing on spreading, but how quickly or how much is spreading?
It's happening very quickly, and it's a large amount, and it feels uncontrollable. So the crazy, in this case, obviously, like, it can't be actually, bacteria cannot be literally crazy.
Yeah, right.
But it's more that feeling of you can't control it, so it's as if it's crazy.
Okay, all right. So something can spread like crazy. What other verbs could we use with like crazy?
I mean, you can use crazy if you're for action, like you can eat like crazy. Just have a ton of food.
Pig out like crazy, yeah.
Or, it's usually, you could party like crazy.
Party like crazy, yeah.
Like nightlife, you just go out and you really enjoy yourself.
Sure.
That's often in like a negative way.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. That's right. So it can go, anyway, it's a lot.
Yeah. Or a plant can grow like crazy.
Yeah.
A child can grow like crazy.
They sure can.
Right?
They sure can. In the first year, they grow like crazy.
Or like both boys and girls, when they're, 10, 11, 12, 13, they have that second growth that just...
They grow like crazy.
They grow like crazy.
Right, okay. So what does Ian say?
He's going to have to wear protective gear and pull off that wall and see how far it is spread.
Okay. So the uncle needs to wear protective gear.
Yeah.
And it's because of the black mold.
Yes.
And what is this protective gear? That's our power vocab today.
So this is anything that is keeping you from getting hurt or damaged in some way.
Right.
So depending on the task, it's different. Maybe here it's gloves and a mask. Maybe he is also wearing goggles, things so that the mold does not touch him and affect him. Yeah.
And then he has to pull that wall off. Wow, this is a big deal.
Oh, when there's black mold, they just have to rip it. Like you can't
cover
kill.
It.
Yeah, you can't really cover it, and you can't really just kill it.
Right.
You have to just get it out.
My goodness. And Melinda says, do you run the risk of having to permanently move out of your home? Okay, we've got our 2 expressions today in the sentence. So let's break it up. Do you run the risk of having to do something?
Yes.
So run the risk of.
Right. So like we talked in the intro, run the risk of means your actions are risky. This might happen. Included in that meaning here, Melinda's saying, you might be in danger. This is a possibility and it's a bad possibility.
Right.
So you run the risk of kind of losing your home.
Yeah.
Having to leave.
Right. When you use this expression, I would say in most cases, the situation is kind of serious. Like here, run the risk of moving out.
Yeah.
Or even when you're at the doctor's office.
Yes.
You're doing a treatment, right? But we run the risk of, like not working or having the
Making
cancer come back.
Yeah.
Right. Or in business, well, if we take this action, we run the risk of
Going bankrupt.
Yeah. So those situations can be serious.
Yes.
Okay, now move out of your home.
Right. So this means to move, but the focus is on leaving the place. So if you just move, that means you're changing houses.
Yeah.
But move out and move in can be used to talk about the specific home. Is this the old home that you're leaving or the new home that you're going into?
That's it. That's it. So Rick said he will do everything he can to remove all the mold and prevent it from returning. So that's why you have a mold specialist. They know what to do. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and listen to that one more time.
So what did your uncle say about the black mold?
Rick pulled off some of the drywall and found more mold all the way through.
Oh, no. It sounds like it's spreading like crazy. What's his plan?
He's going to have to wear protective gear and pull off that wall and see how far it has spread.
Do you run the risk of having to permanently move out of your home?
Rick said he will do everything he can to remove all the mold and prevent it from returning.
It's time for Power Note. Please turn your pages to 76 and 77.
Yes.
Okay, when you do something like crazy, you're doing it with great energy, more speed, more of everything.
Or just extremely successful, even.
Oh,
right?
He's making money like crazy?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She's making so much money.
I wish. How are your sales since you started advertising on YouTube?
We've been shipping orders like crazy.
Oh, you ship orders like crazy.
Yeah, this means you've been fulfilling a lot of orders, sending out a lot of products.
Or you can say we've been getting orders like crazy.
Yeah, we've been receiving messages like crazy.
Okay. We were working like crazy so we could finish the roof before it rained.
Yeah, working quickly.
Yeah.
So sometimes it is being very frantic, being very... Sometimes it's just about an amount, about speed, about success. Yeah. Growing like crazy.
Yeah.
Learning like crazy.
Wow, learning like crazy.
Improving like crazy.
Improving like crazy. I tell you, my son has been studying like crazy.
Oh, right. He has the test coming up.
Yeah. And so it's interesting because, he never studied before. And all of a sudden, in the last couple of months, he's been studying like crazy.
Wow, yeah.
Which is pretty impressive.
That is.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Question?
Can you use this with a verb like sleep? Sleep like crazy.
No.
I've been sleeping like crazy.
Oh, okay, wait a second. I've been sleeping like crazy? I think it works only if you haven't been able to sleep before.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you've been sleeping like crazy.
A lot.
Yeah. But I don't think we would normally use this.
Right.
Like, I sleep like crazy.
Verbs that don't have a real action. I'm sitting like crazy.
No. Because they're not active.
Right.
Yeah, so that's a good point. It's like you've got to be doing some sort of activity to use this expression. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement, a lot of like energy in this.
Right. Like you could be drinking water like crazy.
You're just so thirsty.
Right.
I've been drinking 4 gallons a day.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think that's healthy, actually.
All right. Run the risk of something means that to do something that may be risky.
Yes.
Okay. You run the risk of ruining your engine if you keep driving like this.
If I don't drive in a lower gear, I can't get up the hill as fast.
Okay. If you don't use sunscreen, you run the risk of getting burned or getting, as they say, skin cancer.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But now they're saying be careful of sunscreen because there are some chemicals in there. I don't know what to do.
I think I had a friend who is in skincare. They said that it really is like you need to weigh how much skin damage are you going to get. Like if you're only going to be outside for like 5 minutes, it's probably best not to use the sunscreen.
Yeah.
But if you're like at the beach.
Couple hours.
If you're at the beach.
You have to.
Yeah.
Right? Right.
It has to be.
Yeah, so there's a lot of, now they're saying you need sunlight. It's good to not, you need the, sun rays on your skin, like it's vitamin D, that sort of thing. But then I think there's balance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So run the risk of.
Right.
Yeah.
It's true. I don't know. Everything kind of has a risk, right?
It sure does.
You run the risk of something.
What other things can we say when we talk about run the risk of?
So You could say...
I have an idea.
Oh, okay.
And you know how when lottery winners, they get a lot of money and they just spend like crazy?
Yes.
They run the risk of...
Going bankrupt.
Yeah.
I don't know it, but like a friend of a friend of a friend.
Okay.
So that's a very...
Yeah.
But they won a lot of money.
They did?
Like, it was like a lot.
Wow.
But they didn't control it, and now they're in debt. They got used to spending a lot.
Really?
And then when they spent it all, they just kept spending.
Oh, my goodness.
And we're talking like they bought like a boat. They bought like a big house. Like it was...
Yeah.
It was...
Yeah.
Like
Interesting.
Yeah. So you run the risk, if you don't follow your finances, you run the risk of, really being in trouble, financial trouble.
Yeah, that's right. Just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean that you're going to be rich forever. Okay, move out means basically, 이사 나가다. Now, I have a question.
Yes.
When you say move,
yes,
이사하다, but in this case, it's move out.
Right.
So is it the same, Cameron, or is there a particular reason why we would say move out?
So it is kind of like saying, like 수출 and 수입. It's all the same thing. It's the same action, but it's what are you focusing on? So are you in the new house? Are you in the old house? Is that what you're talking about? So move is just the action of going from one house to another.
Right.
Move out is focused on the old house.
On the old house.
And leaving that.
Moving out of the old house.
Right. And moving in is focused on the new house and you entering it.
My roommate is making me move out so her boyfriend can move in.
That isn't fair. If you have a written agreement, she can't do that.
Okay. I moved out of my parents' house when I was 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you say move out, it is specifically from where?
The old place.
Yeah. That's right. Okay. All right. Our power pattern today is all the way through.
From beginning to end, from side to side.
All right. I read the owner's manual all the way through.
Stanley drilled the hole all the way through the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, so
all
it wasn't,
the way.
Went out the other side.
That's right. All right, protective gear is our power vocab on page 78. There's a definition, so do check that out. And also, if you have time, do the power practice.
Yeah.
See how much you can remember. Okay. And let's thank our sponsor.